You're watching Killian Cougar Fall Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome to Killian Cougar Field, everyone. It's time for some fall baseball between your Killian Cougars and the visiting team today is the Riviera Pep Bulldogs. We ought to have a good one today. It's a little bit windy. You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network. Remember to follow us and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this content for the family members that cannot make these early starts. You can watch most of the spring home games right here on Florida Sports Programming Network. Well, the visiting team today is the Riviera Pep Bulldogs, and they're led by Matt Feldman. He's in his third year at the helm, and they're in the 2A District 16. Last spring they had a 9-14 overall record, but they were 5-1 at home, and they were led by a couple sophomores. That's right, some sophomores that are going to make the difference for the Bulldogs in this upcoming 2025 spring season. And one of those freshmen is Brady Feldman, and Brady's a sophomore. Last year he got a lot of experience as a freshman. He had 54 at-bats, 11 walks, and seven stolen bases, and he'll play a big part in the spring here in 2025. Another sophomore to take a look at is Tanner Wasserman. And Tanner not only can hit the ball, he's also a pitcher. He started 5 games. He appeared in 9 of them. He also plays left field and first base. But as a pitcher, he was 3-2. He also had 1 save. But what's amazing is he had 33 strikeouts in just 26 innings. And as a batter, he had 9 RBIs. One of the seniors and the leaders of this ball club this year is going to be Timothy Negron. Last spring, Timothy hit .446, edging his brother Josh by just a few points for the team lead in batting average. And he'll do it with the bat. He'll do it with his legs. Last year he had 20 stolen bases, scored 23 runs, had 1 home run and 12 RBIs. So this upcoming spring, the Bulldogs are going to rely on Tim Negron, and the other senior is Steven Nunez, and Steven Nunez is also a good hitter. He ended the season with a .373 average and 67 at-bats, and as a pitcher, he was in 10 games. 8 of those were starts. He went 2-5, but he had 42 strikeouts in just 33 innings. So there's some players to look at here for the visiting Bulldogs. And for your Killian Cougars, led by Chris Leon and Eric Martinez, Abel Alonso. And this year, the Cougars have a great mix of seniors and a lot of juniors, a heavy junior-laden team this year. The 2 seniors that are going to carry the load this year for the Cougars are going to be on the mound is Zachary Fernandez, and he's a committed player. So is Kenry Blanco, and both of them as juniors did very well last year. Another senior they're going to rely on this year is Jonathan Acosta, and he's a solid shortstop. We're going to take a look at Damian Leyva at first base, and Jacob Popowski is another senior. Alex Fonseca is a senior that's going to see some action on the mound, and Jaden Heron in the outfield. But as I said, this team is junior stacked with juniors, and they're going to be a big part in the success of the Cougars in this upcoming season. And among those are John Chency, Brandon Pfeiffer, Lucas, and Jordan Scatterberry. And those 4 juniors, as well as other juniors like Armando Vasquez, Eddie Naranjo, Sebastian Perez, who's pitching today, Lucas Fernandez, David Builes, Jordan Scantleberry. They're all going to be a big part of this Cougar team in the 2025 spring season. And Coach Leon always puts a scrappy team on the field, and this year is not going to be any different. We're going to come right back on the Florida Sports Programming Network. We're going to have the starting lineups for both teams, the Riviera Pep Bulldogs and your home team, the Killian Cougars, right here on the Florida Sports Programming. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, everyone. It's Uncle Muggs here with the Florida Sports Programming Network, bringing you fall baseball between the Bulldogs of Riviera Prep, who are the visiting team, and your home team, the Cougars, are here for some fall baseball on a very, very windy November 6th. Don't have a lineup yet for the visiting Bulldogs, but on the mound is Sebastian Perez, and Phoenix Medina is behind the plate for the Cougars. We'll go over the defense in a little bit. And just like that, it's 1-1. Two balls and one strike to the leadoff batter for the Bulldogs. That ball's taken for a ball. That pitch is taken for a ball. Swing and a miss. That's going to be a strikeout. Sebastian Perez. He's a junior rich team, these Cougars. Don't have a lineup yet for the Bulldogs. We're in the top of the first inning on a very, very windy day here. There's a hurricane just to the south of us, Hurricane Raphael. It's not affecting us directly, but we are feeling some of the wind, and it's blowing steady at 18, 20 miles an hour coming in from the right field. It's a cloudy day. Foul ball to the batter for the Bulldogs. Hey, there's a strike for Perez. Sebastian Perez working from the stretch, just outside. Count goes to 2-1 to the Bulldog batter, who steps in from the right side wearing number 7. And there's a strikeout looking. That's 2 strikeouts for 2 batters for Sebastian Perez. Behind the plate is Phoenix Medina. Chase Martinez is at first base. Armando Vasquez is playing second base. Aiden Abassi is going to be your shortstop today. Ryan Yambas is playing third. And it's Laziza in center field. Julian Zeladon is in left field. And Jaden Herron, the lefty's in right field. Quick 2 strikes to the batter for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are wearing their navy blue tops with the white letters and the gray pants. The Cougars have on their black shirts with the white lettering, white pants with the black pinstripes. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's taken for strike 3. So 3 strikeouts on 3 batters faced for the junior, Sebastian Perez. And we'll be right back with more Killian Cougar fall baseball right here on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, everyone, for some fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Today the Killian Cougars are taking on the cross, I want to say almost down the street, rivals, the Riviera Bulldogs, and they're led by Matt Feldman. And we're heading to the bottom of the first inning. Due up for the Cougars, it's Phoenix Medina, Antonio Vasquez, the senior Damian Leyva. And if anyone gets on, it's Chase Martinez. The pitcher is Tremble for the Bulldogs. And I just got a lineup, putting it in the book as we speak. Tremble starts off with a ball. And that's 2 to Phoenix Medina. Medina starting behind the plate today. He can play first base. Really good hitter. Windy day, as I mentioned. Tremble throws one over for a strike. Comes to 2-1. Tremble's working from the full stretch. His catcher is Brady Feldman. Count goes to 3-1 on the leadoff batter, Medina. Tremble comes, he kicks, he throws in there and swung on and missed. My Medina brings the count full. Bottom of the first inning. Nick fires and swung on and missed by Medina. Strikeout here. Nobody's been able to hit the ball so far today. That'll bring up to bat the second baseman for the Cougars, Antonio Vasquez. Very windy. I wouldn't be surprised if the ball gets moved around a little bit with this wind. It's going to be difficult to judge the ball if it's hit up in the air. Going to have another game for the Cougars on Friday. Tremble's pitch is high. That ball's a strike inside to Vasquez. 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Home team, the Cougars. And on deck is Damian Leyva. 3 balls and 1 strike to the second batter, Antonio Vasquez. Here's the pitch, and it swung on and strikes. Full count here to Vasquez in the bottom of the first inning. And another strikeout. Vasquez goes down swinging. There's been 5 batters coming up to bat here at Killian Field for both teams, and everybody struck out. Let's see if Damon Leyva can break that up as he steps in from the left side. Damon Leyva's a transfer, I believe, from Sunset. He grounds out one foul. Leyva's got some good power from the left side. Where's number 26? Here's Tremble's pitch, and it's high to Leyva. Tremble's pitch to Leyva, swung on. A big cut there by Leyva. He wanted all of that one. It's going to take a big swing like that to get the ball out of the ballpark here today at Killian Field. The wind is blowing in easy, 20 miles an hour. Feldman comes out to talk to Tremble. Maybe going over some signs. No runs for the Bulldogs in the top of the first inning. In fact, 3 consecutive strikeouts. 2 strikeouts here for the Cougars to start off the bottom of the first inning. And Damian Leiva's in the box trying to snap that streak. That one goes off the umpire's foot. And that one hits Leiva right in the foot. So with 2 outs, the Cougars are going to have a runner on first base. And it's going to bring up Chase Martinez, big right-handed batter. He's the extra hitter today. On deck for the Cougars is the speedy Jadon Heron. He'll be batting from the left side if Chase gets on here. Chase has been Mr. Doubles. Tremble takes a peek, and there he goes. There goes the runner. It gets by the catcher, and Leiva makes it into second base easily. Now with a runner in scoring position, Chase Martinez has a chance to do something he's been doing all spring, and that's bring in some runners. RBIs. The more the merrier. Tremble's pitch is high and taken for ball 2. Leiva's on second base with 2 outs. There's another one outside, and Tremble seems to have lost a little bit of his control. Brady Feldman is behind the plate. Nick is playing first. Nico's at second for the Bulldogs. Jesus is the shortstop. Martin Uribe is playing third. Eddie Aranjo, that's a strike and a stolen base. Eddie Arjona, is playing left field. Sandro Aguirre is in center field, and Tony Garcia is in right field for the Bulldogs. 3-1 here to Chase Martinez with Leiva on third. And what a block by Feldman. Saved the run there. It was ball 4 to Martinez. So there'll be Cougars in the corners here in the bottom of the first inning. And the left-handed batter, Jadon Heron, is stepping up to the plate. Armando Vasquez is on deck for the Cougars. There's 2 brothers in the lineup today, and there he goes. There goes Chase. That ball swung on and hit foul. Chase is going to have to come back to first, but he had that base stolen. So Martinez not known for his speed, but did take off there. Coach Martinez at third base going through the signs. Feldman gives his sign to Tremble, and the pitch is hit almost in the same spot, fouled into the dugout over there from the Bulldogs. It almost hit head coach Matt Feldman. He had to get airborne for that one. So 2 strikes. Cougars at the corner. The speedy Heron up the bat. Tremble from the stretch. Chase stays on first. That ball's now a delayed steal. Gets Martinez to second base. And now with the base hit, the Cougars could put a crooked number up on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. Ball high to Heron. Jadon can play any of the outfield positions. Throws lefty, bats left-handed. Excellent speed, good base runner. Tremble comes set, and that pitch is fouled straight back on the net. We're here at Cougar Field. 21 palms line the outfield. And there's some mature, I think they're Alexander palms. And this field has been here for a long time. It's noted for its red bricks behind the backstop. The Bulldogs are visiting today, and the count goes full to Heron. Tremble comes set from the stretch. He lifts his knee and throws it, and that ball swung on and hit to the infield. This could be trouble with this wind. The third baseman comes over and just makes the catch. Uribe makes the third out of the inning. The Cougars strand two. We're coming back to the top of the first inning, and you're watching fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. The visiting Bulldogs from Riviera Prep against your home club here, the Cougars. Sebastian Perez is on the mound. He quickly retired the first batter. Number 33 is the batter for Riviera Prep, batting from the right side. And there's strike three. 5 batters faced for Sebastian Perez, 5 strikeouts, 3 of them looking. Sebastian Perez is on the mound. Phoenix Medina behind the plate for the Cougars. Damian Leiva's at first. Armando Vasquez is at second. Aiden Abbasi's at third. Ryan Yambas is at shortstop, and this brings up Brady Feldman, the catcher. And he's filling up the strike zone. I'll tell you, Sebastian's got it going on today. There's one in the dirt. Really reached back on that one. Feldman batting from the right side, wearing number 13. And that ball swung on and a ground ball right to Abbasi. On 2 hops, he picks it up and sidearms over to Damon Leiva for the third out. And the Bulldogs are retired in order as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching Killian Cougar Fall Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to a very windy Cougar Field for fall baseball. It's your home team, the Killian Cougars, against the cross-the-street rivals almost, the Riviera Bulldogs, that are led by Matt Feldman. He's in his third year as the head coach here for the Bulldogs. In the box for your Cougars is Armando Vasquez. On the mound is Tremble, and behind the plate is the sophomore that we talked about, Brady Feldman. Tremble quickly falls behind 0-2 to the junior Vasquez. Little bit windy today here. Will have some effect on the ball, especially if it's hit up in the air. Vasquez can play outfield. He's playing second base today. Here's the pitch to Vasquez and swung on and missed. On deck is the third baseman for the Cougars, Ryan Yambas. He's playing third base today, but you can see him on the mound more often than not. Another strikeout here in the bottom of the second inning. So one out for the Cougars. It's going to bring up Ryan Yambas, and the shortstop Aiden Abassi is on deck. Eight strikeouts between both teams today. Tremble comes set. He throws. That's ball one to Yambas. Yambas wearing number 19. There's the pitch. Yambas takes that pitch low. Gets a sign from Coach Eric Martinez at third base. Yambas steps back in the box. Tremble working from the full windup here. That ball's inside. Oh, but called a strike. One out, bottom of the second inning. No score here at Cougar Field between the Riviera Pep Bulldogs and your home team, the Killian Cougars. Tremble's pitch is hit on the ground right at the shortstop, Jesus. He comes up with it and fires all the way to first, and a great play by the first baseman, Nick, for the first out here at the bottom of the second inning. The second out, I'm sorry. Aiden Abassi steps into the box from the right-hand side. Tremble's also a right-handed pitcher. Matt Feldman's behind the plate, I believe, for the Bulldogs. And I apologize if I make mistakes on the positioning. I was just handed the lineup just a few minutes ago. We're doing the best we can. Abassi swings at the first pitch from Tremble for a strike. That looked like an off-speed pitch. Tremble's a big fella, wearing number 33. Right-handed pitcher, coming from the full windup. Throws that one in the dirt. He does take his time winding up. But once he's ready, he lets it go. Bottom of the second inning from Cougar Field. Swinging strike from Abassi. Only had 4 balls hit the bat today. One of them was foul. The rest have been strikeouts or hit by pitch. Tremble doesn't like the sign. He shakes off Feldman a couple times. He comes to the chest, he kicks his knee, and he throws that one, and that one's called for a strike. Oh, God, I swear I'm having one of those Elizabeth moments. That's going to end the inning on a strikeout. We're going to head to the top of the third inning with no score here from Cougar Field between your hometown Cougars and the Riviera Bulldogs. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball on the FSPN network here. We have the Killian Cougars going up against the Riviera Bulldogs. And we have a new pitcher on the mound. Ethan Jones is the pitcher for the Cougars. And he's going to face Eddie Arjona, Nico Rivas, and Max for the Bulldogs. And if anybody gets on, it's the top of the order and Brady Feldman. 0-0, top of the third inning. That ball's fouled. Dangerously close to one of the cars. All right, finally got the lineup from Coach Feldman. That's a strike from Jones. Eddie strikes out looking. And that's been the theme here. Strikeouts, strikeouts, strikeouts for both teams. He's going to bring up Nico Rivas, who bats from the right side. And he's playing second base today for the Bulldogs. Ethan Jones is from the stretch. He comes to the plate, and that ball's fouled into the screen for strike one. Max is on deck, and he's the right fielder. Jones gets his sign from Chase Martinez, and it's a strike. So one out here in the top of the third inning. No score yet on a windy day in Cougar Field. 21 Palms. Here's the pitch from Jones, kind of sidearms. That one's hit off the end of the bat, and it's a spinner towards Martinez. Nobody's covering, and he's going to be safe at first. Martinez came off the bag. It looked like a soft liner was hit off the end of the bat with a lot of English. That ball hit and died like a sand wedge from Tiger Woods' clubs. Jones went over to get it, and Martinez came over in between first and the mound, and nobody got it. So one out. The Bulldogs have a runner on first base. Ethan Jones stays in the stretch. And Max is the batter, and he comes up there swinging. Quick strike to Max. Time called because there's a bat right close to home plate there. Dangerously close to home plate. Green bat camouflaged with the green grass. Max batting from the right side. Ethan Jones, the pitcher from the right side. And that one hits him on the hand. It could have been a foul ball. It sounded like it hit the bat. But Max is jumping up and down like it hit him. The umpire's calling him back and said he swung. And I heard it hit the bat. Leadoff batter Brady Feldman's on deck for the Bulldogs. That was a weird one there. But Max is in the box again with no balls and 2-strike count. Rivas is on first. Max goes down on strikes for the second out. Two strikeouts, and that's going to bring the leadoff batter. He's a sophomore. He's a catcher wearing number 0. It's Brady Feldman. He's going to try to get something going here for the visiting Bulldogs. Jones comes set. Rivas doesn't go. That ball's fouled at the plate. Martin Uribe, the shortstop, is on deck for the Bulldogs. If he gets on, it's Nick. Feldman struck out his last time up against the starter, Perez. Check swings at that ball high, way out of the strike zone. Quickly 2 strikes to Feldman with 2 outs. The top of the third inning. Jones on the bump here for the Cougars, and he kind of crouches down. He comes set with the glove at his waist, and he brings it up to his chest, and he throws a little sidearm-ish for strike 3. Feldman's caught looking. No runs for the Bulldogs. 1 runner stranded on first. We head to the bottom of the third inning with your Killian Cougars coming up to bat in a 0-0 ball game, and you're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play between the home club, the Killian Cougars, and the visitors, the Riviera Bulldogs. Remember to like and subscribe and follow us. Remember, we do this for all the siblings and abuelitos and abuelas and tios and the tias and everyone that can't make it to the ball game. We're going to try to bring them as much coverage as we can here on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Here we have a windy fall afternoon in Killian Cougar Field. The score is 0-0. We're starting the bottom of the third inning. The leadoff batter for the Cougars is Julian Zeladon. He'll be followed by the leadoff hitter, Phoenix Medina. Antonio Vasquez follows him. And the fourth batter is Damian Leyva, the senior. Tremble is still on the mound. Brady Feldman is behind the plate. Nick is at first base for the Bulldogs. Nico's at second. Martin Uribe is playing shortstop. Tony Garcia's the third baseman. Eddie Arjona is in left field. Sandro Aguirre is in center field, and Max is playing right field. Your pitcher has been the starter. Matt Drumgold, and I apologize for butchering the name earlier, but Matt throws a ball high here to the left-handed batting Julian Zeladon. Zorro comes in from the left side. Zorro's playing right field today. I'm sorry, left field. You can catch him in center field, right field. Good batter, a lot of speed. Matt's pitch is swung on and lifted into the infield. There's going to be trouble. The first baseman comes back on it, and he makes an awkward catch, but what a catch by Nick, going all the way across in front of the second baseman, Nico, who was as surprised as anyone to see him running over there and making that catch. Unbelievable. The leadoff batter is the catcher. And he's going to have a pinch hitter come in to bat. All right, Julian swung on and hit that one almost into the dugout. I misspoke earlier. Lasiza is the left-handed batter that popped up. And this is Julian Zeladon. This is Zorro. So G-Dub, apologize for that. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. We're at Cougar Field on a windy Wednesday afternoon. And it's Matt Drumgold who's on the mound for the Bulldogs. That ball's outside to the left fielder, Zeladon. One out, bottom of the third inning, no score. Lots of strikeouts on both sides. The pitcher, Matt, comes set. He kicks, and the ball's fouled straight back. ball and 2 strikes to the junior, Julian Zeladon. Matt gets his sign from Brady Feldman behind the plate. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and lifted in the left field. It's hooking foul, and it stays foul. Hardest hit ball we've seen today. On deck for the Cougars is the catcher and the leadoff batter, Phoenix Medina. Zeladon steps back in the box. Drumgold gets his sign from Feldman behind the plate. He starts his windup, and that one's low and taken for a ball. Feldman crouches down, gives Drumgold the sign. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's outside. Sorry, that was ball 4. And the Cougars will have a runner on first here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 1 out. And the leadoff batter coming up to bat, the catcher, Phoenix Medina. And on deck is Antonio Vasquez. Tony wearing number 5. Medina steps in from the right side, draws a line in the sand, in the clay to kind of guide himself on where to step. Feldman with a runner on first. The runner goes and he takes it easily. The throw is late to the shortstop side. Zeladon with good speed, stolen base, puts a runner in scoring position for the Cougars. Coach Eric Martinez going through some signs. Nobody's covering Zeladon. Now the shortstop, Uribe, comes over, and there goes Zeladon for third base. And there's the throw. He's going to get in there in time. 2 stolen bases for Zeladon. Told you he had good speed. Now Drumgold is pitching from the stretch. 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter, the catcher, Phoenix Medina. Base hit will give the Cougars the lead here. Drumgold comes set, and he fires, and that ball's outside. The count goes full to Medina. Good catch back there from Feldman, again saving a run. He's been very, very active back there, and it's not that Drumgold has been wild. He's just lost a little bit of control here and there. He comes set and from the stretch. Zeladon's on third. That ball goes high. And Phoenix Medina goes to first base on a walk, and there's Cougars in the corners. It's good news for Antonio Vasquez. He could pick up an RBI here in the spring. And it's going to give a chance for the senior to come up to bat, Damon Leyva. Lucas Fernandez comes in to pitch run for Medina. Catcher's courtesy. And I wouldn't be surprised. A double steal. Lucas with a decent lead. Good speed at first. Tremendous speed at third. And there goes Fernandez. No throw from Feldman. The pitch was a ball. Stolen base. Now we have a legitimate threat here for the Cougars. Vasquez can say hello here with a base hit. And he swings right through that Drumgold fastball for strike 1. Leyva's on deck, licking his chops. Ready to contribute here, the Sunset transfer. The pitch is swung on, foul for strike 2. Drumgold very competitive. He's going after hitters, not shying away from anyone at all. He's just throwing it over the plate, saying, here it is. If you can hit it, you can hit it. Trust his defense. Nick made an excellent play at first base to get Laziza, and there's another foul ball off the screen. And the Riviera Prep Bulldogs couldn't be more than 3 miles from Killian Cougar Field. They've come here to pay a visit here in the fall. Vasquez from the right side. Drumgold from the right. That ball gets away from Feldman. And here comes Zeladon with excellent speed. He'll make it standing up. Fernandez will cruise into third base. And that's a run for your Killian Cougars. Zeladon scores. Fernandez, who was a pinch hitter for Phoenix Medina, who got walked, ends up at third base. Tony Vasquez with a chance here to give the Cougars a crooked number, and that one swung on. He's got him dialed in. He's just got to put the barrel on the ball. With 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Cougars score. Matt Drumgold's the pitcher for the Bulldogs, and he's gone the distance so far for head coach Matt Feldman of the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch, and it's 2-2 to Antonio Vasquez. Antonio, one of 2 brothers on this Killian Cougar team, and they have a 3rd brother who's on the freshman team. Mr. and Mrs. Vasquez could have had 2 more kids and had a complete infield. He decided to stop at 3. The count goes full to the middle brother, Antonio. The younger brother, Andres. And we all know the older brother, Armando Vasquez Jr. All right, Tony steps in here with a chance to give the Cougars another run in the bottom of the 3rd. Matt's throw is in the dirt and another walk. We're going to have Cougars in the corners with 1 out. Lucas Fernandez is on third base. He was a pinch runner for Phoenix Medina that got walked. And now up to bat from the left side, it's Damon Leyva, the senior. Feldman comes set. There goes Vasquez, and that ball's lifted high, the left side at the side of the infield. The shortstop, Uribe, comes back. He gets it in front of the left fielder at Hona. Lucas can't advance. Vasquez stays on first. He was stealing on that pitch. And Damien Leyva pops up to the shortstop for the 2nd out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. He's not too happy with himself as he comes back into the to the dugout. It's going to bring up Chase Martinez. We have a little camera issue. There goes Vasquez. Vasquez goes to second. The pitch was a ball. All right, Martinez takes a ball. Now Martinez with a chance to say hello here in the bottom of the 3rd and give the Cougars a couple more runs with a base hit. Jadon Heron is on deck. That ball's in the dirt, and another excellent stop by Feldman behind the plate. I've said it several times today, but Feldman's a Spider-Man back there. Nothing gets by him. Big Chase Martinez. Drumgold comes from the stretch, and that ball is low. It's going to be ball 4 to Martinez. It's going to load the bases for Jadon Heron. Heron goes to first base. Vasquez to second. Lucas Fernandez is the pinch runner at third base. And it's going to bring up the right fielder, Jadon Heron. Matt Drumgold's on the mound for the Bulldogs. He's coming from the stretch, and that ball almost hits him. And it does hit him. A dead ball is going to give another Cougar run. Fernandez comes across. Drumgold's first pitch hits Heron right in the calf. So Chase will go to second. Tony Vasquez is at third. The bases are still full. It's 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Coach Feldman is going to leave Matt Drumgold in there. And he faces Armando Vasquez, the older brother. Armando struck out his first time up. He's batting from the right side. Drumgold comes set. That ball's fouled back for a strike. Vasquez aggressive here, going after the first pitch. Leyva went after the first pitch. The Cougars have scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the third inning in a fall game. November 6th. That ball's a strike. Catches the corner. Drumgold looking for a strikeout here to limit the damage for the Bulldogs to only 2 runs. Bases are loaded with Cougars. That ball swung on. Could have been a little high, but Armando swung at that one. Ryan Yambas is on deck for the Cougars. And that pitch is swung on, a hit in right field. It's going to be trouble. The right fielder comes in, Max. 1 run is going to score. And here comes Chase Martinez, and he's going to score. The throw comes in. Armando's going to go all the way to second with a base hit and a go to second on the throw. Sorry. Heron's going to go all the way to third base. Armando's at second. Chase Martinez scored a run. Antonio Vasquez scored a run. So one brother brings in the other brother. And it's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryan Yambas. With 2 outs and 2 runners on. Drumgold comes set, comes to the mound and throws it low for a ball to Yambas. Matt Drumgold's been the pitcher from the onset here. He continues to pitch. He's from the stretch. 2 Cougars on. The pitch to Yambas swung on, and a rope hit to left field, but it's foul. Yambas really got around on that one. Probably the hardest hit ball today. That was foul for a strike. Drumgold comes set. He fires an off-speed pitch, and that's hit off the end of the bat, almost to the same spot. Second baseman comes back. Max comes in. It's off his knee. 2 runs are going to score. Heron's going to score. Armando Vasquez is going to score. And just like that, the Cougars have broke this game apart. Ryan Yambas with 2 RBIs here. Aiden Abbasi's now. No batting. Takes that for a strike. Runner on first for the Cougars. 6 runs on the scoreboard for your home team, the Cougars. That ball got away from Feldman. Yambas will advance to second with 2 outs. Drumgold had a chance to get out of the inning, but a couple looping hits into right center field for the Cougars, and the wind, I think, had a little bit to do with both of those balls. Nick went out for that. Max came in on it. That ball swung on by Abassi. 2 quick strikes to the shortstop. Struck out looking his last time up, and I can guarantee you he's going to swing at this one. 2-2 to the batter, Aiden Abassi. Ryan Yambas on second. The pitcher's Matt Drumgold. And the catcher for the Bulldogs is Brady Feldman. Drumgold comes to the plate, and that ball swung on and fouled off. Abassi stays alive. Gets his sign from Martinez. Yambas with a big lead. 6-0. I don't think he's going anywhere. Drumgold comes set, and that ball swung on, fouled, and held onto by Feldman, who's playing a great catcher back there. So a strikeout swinging, but before the Cougars score 6 innings, we're going to the top of the 4th inning here on the Florida Sports Programming. You're watching Killian Cougar Fall Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, everyone. I'm Uncle Muggs here bringing you fall baseball, Killian Cougar style. It's 6-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Your home team, the Killian Cougars, are taking on the down the street rivals here, the Riviera Pep Bulldogs. On the mound for the Cougars is Ethan Jones. Martin Uribe steps in for the Bulldogs from the right side. Uribe is playing shortstop for the Bulldogs. So 6 runs were put on by the Cougars. A couple of hits, and there's a hard ground ball hit in the hole. Abassi comes up with the backhand. That's Fernandez playing shortstop. So we have a new shortstop, Lucas Fernandez, who almost came up with a great play there. So Fernandez is playing shortstop. We have a new catcher in John Michael Cueto. He comes in for Phoenix Medina. And right away, the Bulldogs got a runner on first. And you always want to answer an inning where you get scored on. You want to come out and score. That's going to be a base hit for Uribe. The ball was well hit. It will bring up the second baseman, Nick. Max is a pinch runner. Ethan Jones is on the mound for the Cougars. And that ball, one bounced off of Cueto's chest there. Nick struck out his last time up. That ball gets away from G. Michael, but the runner doesn't advance. He stays on first. Coach Feldman not too happy with the runner there. First base, it's Max. The pitch from Ethan Jones, the sidearm, is inside for a ball. Two balls and one strike to the second baseman. Wearing number 2. That ball was low and away. Cueto's going to go out and talk to EJ. No one out in the top of the fourth inning. 6 runs put up in the bottom of the third inning by your Cougars. G. Michael Cueto is the new catcher for the Cougars. Ethan Jones is on the mound, and that ball was called a little while ago, but it wasn't called now, so ball 4. The Bulldogs will have runners on first and second. That'll bring up the third baseman, Tony Garcia. So Lucas Fernandez, the junior, is taking over for Aiden Abbasi. Antonio's still playing second base. Jadon Heron. Now the corners are coming in for the Cougars. Aziz is in center field. Armando Vasquez is now in left field. And the batter's Tony Garcia. No one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Jones throws high. Garcia's a big boy if he gets a hold of one. Could be a run, maybe 2 here for the Bulldogs. Ethan Jones is coming from the stretch. The pitch to Garcia is a fastball outside. Two balls to Garcia. Can't really see the Cougar Sebastian Perez with 5 strikeouts today in 2 innings of work. He struck out 5 out of 6 batters that he faced. I've never seen him so sharp. That ball's fouled at the plate. 2-2 the count to the third baseman for the Bulldogs, Tony Garcia. The new catcher is Phoenix Medina for the Cougars. Ethan Jones fires, and that ball's hit right into the Bulldog dugout, and it scatters everyone. The count remains the same. Ethan Jones is pitching. And there's strike 3. Garcia goes down on strikes for the second time. So 1 out here for the Cougars. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Matt Drumgold. Matt also struck out his first at bat, as most of the Bulldogs did. A little cloudy here. It's getting kind of dark. Time change this weekend, so it gets darker earlier. The game started close to 4 o'clock. Ethan Jones with 2 runners on. Throws high to the pitcher, Matt Drumgold. We'll probably have a new pitcher come in for the Bulldogs. I see someone warming up in their bullpen, and the wind has started to pick up here at Cougar Field. Jones from the stretch, sidearms it, almost hits the pitcher. And either it hit him or it's ball 4, but the bases are going to be full of Bulldogs with 1 out. And it's going to bring up Sandro. There's a call to the bullpen. We're going to have a new Cougar pitcher here to see if they can put out the fire. We'll be right back with more fall baseball right here on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball between the home team, the Killian Cougars, and the cross the street, down the street rivals, the Riviera Pep Bulldogs. You're watching Florida Sports Programming Network. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. It's a 6-0 game, and we have a new pitcher. His name is Alex Fonseca. He's wearing number 24. He's going to inherit the bases loaded from pitcher Ethan Jones, who walked a couple batters, struck out one. And we're going to bring up to the plate Sandro, the center fielder for the Bulldogs. Aguirre swings at the first pitch, thrown from Fonseca. Fonseca's working from the stretch. Uribe is on third base. And that one gets by Cueto all the way to the breaks. It's going to be one run that's going to score. He throws it back, throws it over the pitcher. The runners only advance. But one run scored for the visiting Bulldogs makes it a 6-1 game. Drumgold goes to second. Nick makes his way to third. And Aguirre didn't have to do much. The Bulldogs get a run. Fonseca comes set. That one's caught by Gene Michael. It's a windy day here at Cougar Field. Yamba's playing third base for the Cougars. That ball swung on for a strike. Lucas Fernandez, the junior's at shortstop. Antonio Vasquez is at second. Damian Leyva's at first base. Jadon Herron's in right field. Zorro's in center field. And Armando Vasquez is in left field. That ball swung out and it pops out of Cueto's glove. He takes a peek at third. He tags the batter for the out, for the second out of the inning. So the batter, not sure what the count was. He's going to bring up Eddie Arjona. And he's the left fielder, wearing number 9. Batting from the right side with 2 outs. Fonseca comes in, throws strikes. I like that. Come in relief and just pound the strike zone and challenge these hitters. Arjona struck out looking his last time up. Fonseca with another strike. Twelve strikeouts for Cougar pitching today. And that ball swung on, and there's another strikeout for the Cougar pitching. The Bulldogs are going to strand 2 runners. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th inning with your Killian Cougars 6 and the Riviera Pep Bulldogs 1. And we'll be right back with more fall baseball on FSP. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, and that's the ball game. So after 4 innings of play, it's going to be the Killian Cougars 6 and the Bulldogs 1. Another victory for the home team, the Bulldogs. I want to thank our opponents and Matt Feldman for bringing over a competitive team from Riviera. We hope to see them soon in the spring. We wish them the very best. And on behalf of everyone here, I want to thank the coaching staff for allowing us to be here. Chris Leon, Abel Alonso, Eric Martinez. The field has never looked better here at 21 Palms. We're going to be right back. We're going to be back on Friday with another game. And quick thank you to our sponsors. And again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us to grow this content. We can bring a lot more of it. And in the spring, we hope to be here almost every game. Thanks for joining us, folks.
This is going to blow your mind. The best wings in Miami are waiting for you. at Sports Grill. Picture this mouth-watering grilled chicken wings, cooked to perfection. You can almost taste the smoky goodness, right? Now, imagine sharing those wings with good friends, enjoying good food, and sipping on an ice-cold drink. Whether you're catching the big game on one of our many large TVs or just hanging out, the fun atmosphere at Sports Grill is unbeatable. And the best part? When you dine with us, you're supporting local communities, like the Killian Cougars baseball team. With several convenient locations across Miami-Dade County, we've got a Sports Grill near you. Don't miss our weekly lunch specials. They're just another reason to visit us again and again. So, what are you waiting for? Come on down and discover why Sports Grill is Miami's top spot for wings and sports. Unforgettable flavors, unbeatable fun, and a community that feels like home.